Du 6 au 10 octobre, retrouvez le plateau média de la Biennale Africa en direct de la Maison des Relations Internationales. Un événement organisé par la ville de Montpellier, Montpellier Méditerranée Métropole et la Altropisme.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So before we start quickly, I would like to draw everybody's attention here. The hip-hop practitioners and also the audience who are here for the conference, I think they should come close a little bit so that you make it very engaging. Yep, so first and foremost, I would like to introduce my guest first, then I later introduce myself, then I moderate everything. So I have Nella here. Nella is from Cameroon, but based in Ghana, and now traveling to Benin also. And he has had a lot of experience also with African Break Academy Afro-Break. And secondly, I have on my right still Yasmina, because Yasmina and Swazik are both partners of the same organization. Yes, so I have Yasmina, who is France-based, but has a deep connection in Nigeria, and yes, she's been doing a lot in Nigeria also. And on the gentleman, starting the gentleman, I have Matthew Bruno. Yeah, he's also a very great pioneer from Marseille, and he has done a lot also in Tanzania. So the conversation is definitely going to be around Africa, so I know obviously you can see. And I also have a new colleague also among us, which he will also introduce himself better in the next couple of minutes, and he is Fungi China from Zimbabwe. He has also done a lot in the southern part of Africa. So basically, that is it. And now I introduce myself. My name is Nana Tufokai, known as B-Boy Lyrics. A lot of people know me as B-Boy Lyrics. I'm the founder of African Breaking Academy and also the engineer of Afro Break Concept Worldwide. Today's conference is an open one because everybody here, we have a connection of what we've been doing for the past few years, which is Afro Break. And we are here also for the Biennale to execute and also have a breakdown showcase, which is focused on Afro Break. So without much ado, I first like everybody to introduce themselves with a quick brief about what they do and how their connection is. Then we continue on to the second part, then we are done. So starting from who wants to start first? Ladies first.
I'll take the lead. Good morning once again. My name is Onida Chinjo, but I'm mainly known in the art scene as Nela L. I'm a Cameroonian based in Ghana, and I'm a cultural practitioner and a creative entrepreneur and the founder of the Cette concept, which is an organization focused on creating dance initiatives and projects with the mission to foster equality, inclusion as well, and we mainly work with discriminated communities such as the non-hearing, non-speaking, the LGBTQ community back in the continent, and women and children mainly. So we go within communities. So far, the work is extended in West Africa, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, where we do a lot of outreaches in those communities, using dance as the main element to penetrate, but then foster the different objectives for which those communities have needs. So on the other hand, I've also been working with Afro Break for close to 4 years now, bearing different roles, starting off as, I will skip that one, but I mainly officially started as an interpreter and a translator during different exchanges, and then as an MC and a host for most of the events we do. Yeah, thank you very much.
After you. Hello, my name is Yasmina Ben Baghdad. I'm from France and Algeria. I used to dance a long time ago. And for me, dancing is really about knowing yourself, how to share with everybody else, how to know yourself. And I wanted to bring this with now the organization. So I confound with my colleague Swazik in 2022 hip-hop festival in Algeria. The main goal was to bring visibility to Algerian artists, dancers, graffiti artists, musicians, rappers, and also to bring the international light on them, because we have a lot of issue about getting visa. So it's really hard for dancers to be able to go on international battles, international events. So the main goal was to bring international to them. Also, it was to work around children and bringing art there, and dancing, graffiti. We all the time do artistic program for children during the festivals, because for us, art brings really more than art. It's about confidence, it's about learning skills, it's about inclusions, it's about a lot of things. So, and for me, it was also an excuse for the people to say, oh, Algeria is cool, let's go there, because a lot of people are afraid or a bit, it's a bit difficult to say, okay, let's go for tourists. So the festival is also an excuse to say, okay, come with me to see the festival, and after that you will come back by yourself, because it's a really nice country. So yeah, and the last but not the least goal of our events is to bring visibility around women, artist women, but also event organizer, manager, photographer, videoist, because there is a lot, but we don't see them a lot. Hip-hop culture is mostly a main things. At least in Algeria, is still it. I think women are a bit not scared, but they need more safe place and more women who tell them, come with us, it's gonna be good. So yeah, we work with this, and we were lucky to be in this project, meeting lyrics, representing Tanzania with Matei, and all the really beautiful people. And we did the Azili Festival this year in June, and we bring our battle and Algerian artist in Tanzania. So we are really, really proud of that, because it was a moment that we share different culture, different kind of way to dance, way to feel. So yeah, it was really cool, and now it's Mathieu.
Thank you. Thank you for the transition. Yes, I'm Mathieu Bruno. I have been running intercultural exchange using hip-hop with East Africa and mostly Tanzania. I've been doing that for more than 15 years now. I started with rap music first. And then at some point we created a festival called Hip-Hop Asili Festival, which is including the different elements of hip-hop. And that's when I got closer to other elements such as dance and beatbox and graffiti. So we created that festival in 2021. With the idea of providing a platform for the hip-hop talents in Tanzania, with the aim of professionalizing the hip-hop scene over there. So the festival is including sessions of artist residency and workshops and masterclass, so and involving East African artists a lot, and mostly it has been dancers a lot, and we had the great opportunity to meet and work with Biba lyrics, and as the idea also is to open doors for the talents in Tanzania, open doors to connect abroad and meet the international level and get an opportunity to grow up as an artist, as a dancer. So I'm glad to be here with you.
Bonjour. Je suis Fungishana. You're from Zimbabwe. Am I correct? Yeah. All right, cool. My name is Fungichana. I'm from Harare, Zimbabwe. and I represent Break Nation. Break Nation is a breakdancing movement and also a hip-hop dance movement, which we use it to uplift the young talent, stay out of drugs, and also teach young kids, and also have a way of also giving them a platform to actually showcase their talents. So yeah, like I'm also a teacher, curator, and all that. And I'm really happy to be here and to connect with all of you. And yeah.
Nice. So it looks very interesting with every individual on the panel. Everybody has great stuff doing back home. And that's why we are trying to connect over here and trying to make something bigger on this platform. So first and foremost, we go into the main picture. Tomorrow, we'll be launching a documentary premiere, which is Roots of the Culture. And Roots of the Culture is an incept that's focused on all the activities and all the engagements we've had so far for the past few years. So we try to put spotlight on every place that we've been because it's a journey. For us, as hip-hop is telling a story, and we felt like it's time for Africans to also tell a story. And Afro-Break concept already think about why we need to go back to our roots, why we need to connect from the beginning. We can't just jump into what we didn't know that happened in the past. So all this that we are trying to do with Afro-Break and Roots of the Culture we are going to premiere tomorrow is about the stories, the experiences. We've given spotlight to most of the dancers, not only dancers, also some hip-hop practitioners, people like DJs, people who contributed to what we are building. So I know tomorrow is going to be an exciting one. People are going to have a feel of it. This is just the first part, it's Roots of the Culture 1. But we tried our best to capture a lot of talent, a lot of people that have contributed, people have used their sweat. Though we are pushing it as cultural operators and cultural leaders, but the talents also have, like they've contributed a lot. They've also sacrificed. They've also put in their effort like as much as they can. So this is what we've been able to do. And I know everybody here understand what Afro-Break means, what we represent, because our idea is about cultural diplomacy. We've been thinking of how we can connect. Even if there is a whole lot of issues with political stuff, we are not interested in that. We are trying to find a way we can use culture, we can use hip-hop to connect Africa. So that has been the main goal, and we are going to stick to the plan. We're going to make sure that it's not easy, but we keep working because there are dynamics in every situation, and you have to adapt. So I know for my upbringing, my quick upbringing that made me to have this kind of sense of realization is I was born in Kumasi, the middle belt of Ghana, somewhere in the middle. First born not long, my parents located back to Accra. That's where my dad is from. And through that time, I live around the coastal lane. I've stayed around the coastal lane, which so many people didn't know because my parents were just moving. Right after, I've changed schools a lot because my parents were moving, changing schools and all those stuff. After primary school, I got the opportunity to move from the region to a different region just for schooling. So you understand, like I was moving, I was learning, I was staying with aunties, I was staying with so many different people, you know. So from there, from high school, I changed like 3 schools. So imagine my circle, like moving here, and all was for positive reasons, which I didn't know. So you have to adapt. You have to understand that the culture, though there are a lot of similarities, but there are always difference. When you go to a particular kind of place, you first have to respect their place. Then now you can find a way, you know, to make sure that things could happen. And this upbringing has really helped me to understand how collaboration is. For me, later I discovered this is the way, this is what it was meant to be. From high school, I went to the northern part of Ghana. The northern part, which I know a lot of people would not like to go to school there, but I personally don't know why I ended up there. I went to school there, make a lot of friends, learn about community development. I learned this because it was not something I really wanted to do. I was in villages to understand and identify problems. Then we were able to find solutions to it. So I didn't know it was pushing me to a different path. And coming back again, I was dancing, I was doing all those stuff. But coming back again, I decided, okay, you are done with school. There's a narrative that people have in mind, like we need to go to school in Africa. I go to school, find a job, and sit in the office. you know. But after school, having a background from business management, integrated business management, you learn a lot. I learned project management, I learned human relation skills, I learned all those stuff. Now finding it and coming back and how do I connect it into the dance space in Ghana. And I know most people, some of my friends, I have my crew members here, they knew when I came back I'm different. My mentality is different. And I was telling them, how can we make things better? Because we've been there for over a decade and things doesn't move the way it's supposed to be. You know, so I was just passionate about it. I wanted to be talent plus. I wanted to find out, okay, we didn't get the opportunity. How can we create the opportunity for the next generation? So that was my goal. And due to my experiences I had in the northern region, all those aspects, the moment I start kicking, things connect to me. I just feel like, okay, I've seen how people live in the northern part, how women are disprivileged when they come to art, hip-hop. Even in the household, they say, okay, women have to only do this. I experienced it. Nobody told me because I was there. You know, some of my colleagues, even in Accra, have never experienced this. So when people say, okay, something is happening in Burkina Faso, I still went to Burkina Faso to do Afro Break Championship. And this is the mindset. This is why I operate. This is the drive. And good enough, I have a co-founder who is a young leader. He's Kwame Do. He's not here. He's a very young leader into politics, into leadership. He's a lawyer. So I get a lot of inspiration in that direction also. So African Breaking Academy has been operating this way. And I'm giving you guys a background because I know some of you have not really shared this with you. And this gives you a full background of why we operate in this direction. And definitely we are diversifying. We are thinking about sustainability and all those stuff, which is a topic of all of us, entrepreneurs. So I'm just saying this for everyone to have a fair view of what we did because we have audience here. And it's good. We can talk about also, this is our experience. What is your experience? What do you see in the future of hip-hop and breaking in Africa with this narrative?
Yeah, thank you. I can relate to what you're saying, and it's very interesting to understand your background and the name itself of your documentary. It's very interesting because to me, hip hop culture is rooted in Africa, if I can say like that. And that's the vision we are carrying with the festival Hip Hop Asili as well. That's why our connection made a lot of sense, and we are trying to go into that direction, not only with dance but also with music, fusing traditional musics, which is very rich in Tanzania and Africa, with hip hop. And that's I think the where is the future of hip hop, African hip hop, to me. Yeah.
It's for me. It was a bit different because I grew up here. I started dancing really early, and I was in the hip-hop culture really young, and I think I learned everything about myself with hip-hop, like besides family and schools, but I think I was really lucky because I met my friends, like my best friends with dance. So we grew up dancing, and we were able to be in a really big stage, like really early, and we met a lot of big dancers. And Algeria for me, it was my family place. I didn't grow up there. It was every summer with my family. It was really warm, really summery, like the beach, the sea, the party, and the family. It was really nice, but I think I had the wrong idea about Algeria because I saw only this side of Algeria, just my family and just my city, like a month per year. And hip-hop bring me Algeria because when I decided to do something in Algeria, I didn't know what exactly, but I knew that it was gonna be in hip hop, but I didn't know what exactly. So I went there. I didn't know any dancers, anybody, actually. And I went there. I went in another city, not even the city of my family, and I just contact some dancers, contact some people, and I told them I want to do something. I have just me and Swazik, and we really want to do something. We want to do a festival because for me, hip-hop is the best way to share and to promote almost everything. This is my opinion. Everybody is not sharing this, but this is my opinion. For me, I can share and I can say everything with hip-hop. So I wanted to bring Algeria, like my way of I see Algeria in my words, with hip-hop. And we tried this, and actually I discovered a new Algeria with hip-hop because I listened to the people I met, so dancers, graffiti, MCs, DJs, and they have a story so amazing. And hip-hop culture is really a long-time culture also in Algeria, but nobody talk about it, nobody knows about it. And we say, okay, let's bring this into the light because it's really, really important, and we need to share this. And I think it was mostly like freestyle organization. It was a freestyle project. It was like just, I want to do something. I need to do this because I think it's important to know them, to see them, and to listen to them. And actually, I learned about myself. I discovered them and my history as well, my country. And now I can't look my future without Algeria, without this festival, without these people I met, because now it's my friend, it's my family there. And also we start to look around Algeria, like really bigger. We start to dream bigger, like we dreamt about hip-hop in Africa all together, and that's why we asked to Mathieu to do something with them, because maybe it's the first tone of something. It's also a way to bring back maybe the north of Africa with the rest of Africa, because we are the same continents, but we don't talk that much. Maybe with hip-hop we can do that as well. We know that there's difficulties also, like we are talking about the good side of hip-hop, but we also know that it's really difficult to do events. It's like everywhere, but we are talking about Africa, but it's really difficult everywhere. But in Africa we have something more. It's really difficult to travel, and it's really, really expensive as well. So maybe if we start sharing and do stuff together, we can, you were talking about sustainability. Maybe it's a way to do that, to share. Maybe they have something they can help us with, and we too for them. And we can start to do something like this just by talking and knowing ourselves as well. Because I think the artists know themselves, but at what point the organization, we don't talk, we don't, because we are so much focused on our stuff. And you know what, you have events every week, but it's really busy work. So we don't look as much as we have to. And maybe if we start doing that, maybe we can grow together and do bigger stuff together. And we need to still work with Europe, US, Asia, because in the hip-hop culture is really amazing. But we need to start looking for ourselves and maybe do stuff by like big stage in Africa, and be a part of the international culture. And if we work together, I think it's a good way to do it.
Yes, thank you, Mathieu, Yasmin. Just as they've already highlighted, the future of hip-hop to me is one that definitely will create a greater sense of unity within Africa, as well as accessibility and freedom And by freedom here, I want to also draw it back a little bit to me as a young African woman growing up and finding the elements of hip hop as a way of coming out of the limits that were already set for me culturally, based on the environment I come from. Not just my country, Cameroon, but these are also some realities that are found in different African countries, which female artists over the years have highlighted to be off limits. So I believe that accessibility would easily be created with some of the initiatives that have been already put on ground in various countries, but I'll also bring it back a little bit to Afro-Break, for example, in Ghana, and the work that it is doing in terms of community outreach, and through that community outreach, really creating the sense of inclusion for everybody, creating that safe space and that safety network for everybody, and also opening doors of collaborations within that space and not gatekeeping or limiting the exchange between artists. So for me, it's really, I really see the future with the aspect of collaboration with all nations and all organizations on the continent to create that sense of freedom, empowerment, development, and autonomy of individuals. Yes. So, yeah, I'll end it by saying the future is bright.
For me, is it working? All right. For me, I basically think that the future of hip hop in Africa is actually powerful. It's more than powerful than we can ever think of. Your documentary is called The Roots, right? The Roots. Hip hop started in Africa and then it got categorized abroad, right? So for us to actually go more and far and beyond as a unit, as we collaborate and all that, we have to go back to the roots. The roots of how we come from, because basically hip-hop is a culture, and it's a culture where we're supposed to inter-exchange. It's a cultural exchange. Even if we're from a different country, it doesn't matter. But we're actually supposed to be one. The way that you dance in Nigeria with the language you speak, I speak in Zimbabwe, I speak Shona, or I can even hear Ndebele or Zulu, but it also means that like hip-hop can actually make us one within those differences. It's just a border. You know how we have a border? A border doesn't matter. So for me, I believe that hip-hop is really powerful, because if you take a look at it, the way, if we really, really love ourselves as Africans, as Europeans, and if we united and we inter-exchange in whatever it is that we do, we can actually become much more powerful. Because remember, like in the music side of things, it brings people together. Where I'm from, they used to say to us, "You're not gonna go far with this thing. You're not gonna raise a family with this thing. You're not gonna get married." Like, especially for women, it's harder. For us guys, they'll be like, you guys, you're just playing around like kids. When are you gonna start having a proper job? But I see some people with this hip hop doing wonders, feeding their families, having businesses, So I believe that, like, for us as Africans and for us as individuals, as humanity, we definitely need to make sure that, like, you just focus on the culture, focus on cultural exchange. If I share with her, it's much more powerful than not even sharing at all. And also the other aspect of making sure that, like, when you're doing this, you're doing it for the culture. You're not doing it for your stomach. It's not something where you have to patronize or something where you have to, like, try manipulate or what, because basically this is something that actually changes lives. It brings people together. It's like sports. Mandela said it. Sport is the one that brings people together. I'm not sure if you watched that movie, but like when he did this, And it says, when we're like this, it means that like nothing, but when we're like this, we actually go far. For example, one can chase 1,000, but two can chase 10,000. So I believe that hip hop is really powerful, and as a culture, any song that is created, our parents can laugh at it, but now you can hear that, they like that song. That Wizkid song, or that, what's his name? Shatawale song. They like all those songs because like they were like, we don't like these things. But I'm like, you're the same people who are saying this is not, So yeah, I think hip hop is powerful. It changes life. It changed my life. I learned about countries, France, Paris, Euro, Ghana from hip hop. So yeah, I'm a student of the game.
Okay, so we have more time. It has been very interesting. I would like Francis to play a quick video, then I will dive again. No, it just be there. And then it's just 1 minute, just like 1 minute. It's just a trailer. No, the trailer. Yeah, just a trailer of the. I think a lot have been spotted already. So memories, a lot of memories, quick ones. We captured a lot of countries, a lot of engagements, like 4 years. Sorry, there's no music on there. Yeah. That would be nice. Yeah. So that was yeah.
It's interesting because when you say it, but it makes me think about something. We in hip hop dance. I'm gonna speak about dance. We have a great representative. Like I'm gonna speak about Lilou because it's I think the one I know more. But for me, Lilou is not just a really good dancer. Is also a guy who puts Africa into the map because he took his image to promote hip-hop in Africa, dancing hip-hop in Africa, with the Algerian flag everywhere into the world, in a lot of countries. And he's not the only dancer who did this, but I think it's important to know it and to talk about it because they serve the hip-hop culture and they serve the African hip-hop culture. And it's really, really important because he's still doing it. He's doing it since a long time and he's still doing it. And those artists, really helped us, I think. So I think it's really important to make sure we all know it and people know it as well.
So you could see from the small highlights, you saw him there, yes. So the full documentary, I think this is not the right time to talk about the documentary. It's supposed to be a surprise. Everybody, every place we've worked with, organization we've worked with, definitely have something in there. So, and it's a journey that we are trying to do, and it's a journey we know that everybody is also on the path of making things happen in Africa. And our main focus has been the identity, because Africans need an identity. And where we come from, I think sometimes it's sad for me to say this, but I'm not supposed to be the one to be doing this for my generation. Somebody was supposed to set the path for me, and I'm supposed to just carry on. But sometimes it's very sad. Most people have to start it right from the scratch by themselves, because the mantle is given to them and they have to push it. So I know everybody here has experience of that. I came to Tanzania for the first time through a collaboration because I was in France, 2021, Montpellier, and through that, there was a collaboration, there was partnership, there were people know others, and I end up in Tanzania, and I experienced and I experienced hip hop as silly because when I was in 2021, I met Madame Cecile. Cecile is here. I met Cecile. It was very interesting. I've not shared this anywhere. I was at the hotel and I was wearing just my stuff, African stuff, Afro break stuff. And that was it. He said, "Oh, where are you from?" I said this and that was it. And it lead to another. I met people. I've connected so many people. So for me, I think back home, even when we were talking about hip hop, I know that I have a lot of experience. We didn't have something like what I'm doing. So that is the problem that I faced, and I wanted to change the narrative, because we didn't have local events. The event is just a tip of an iceberg. We need to think about sessions, the mindset, workshops, training program, having engagement with people, finding hip-hop as a tool to let people know it has positive values. Because through hip-hop, we used to tackle issues just like gender-based violence, sexual abuse. Like we've used hip-hop to talk about issues of drug addiction and all those stuff. So this is how I saw it, and this is how I wanted to change the narrative. And I know individually, everybody has one way or the other also focus on that, not just hip-hop event, and that is it. You pick a theme for each year. Like last year, we used the theme for last year was cultural diplomacy and coming together. And we're thinking about how after Olympics. So every year, we think about what can we discuss, what can help us elevate, what can make us get there. Because Africa, we have an identity, and we need to grow it. So when you go to, maybe you come to Ghana and you see, I'm the one telling somebody to look into this. Sometimes I don't like it, but I feel like the work needs to be done because he has an interesting project, and it's the same thing in Ghana, like Sarkodie rapping in Tree, and people told him he can't do it. He can't take Tree anywhere, but he took Tree to BET. And even with Tree, some of the best, fastest rappers in the world are saying they cannot match this guy. So Sarkodie can rap in Tree. You will not understand what he's saying, but with the flow and his identity, and because music is universal, you connect and relate to it. So for me, I know identity is very strong, and that is why I encourage everybody. Afro break, go into deep. I'm not the first to do something like this. So I want people to know this. I'm not the first to think about identity. Because with history, I've learned about South Africa, I've learned about Emil, I've learned about other people in Uganda. They've started things like this. And they did it, But we don't preserve what we do. We need to preserve what we do as Africans, share it to the world, make sure that the next generation will have something to look upon. And when we are tired, they definitely have to push it. So this is the identity aspect I would like us to talk. We have some few minutes. If anybody have an experience also on his or her side and would like to, share with the audience and also myself, because we are learning from each other, each one.
I can relate to what you say when we talk about hip hop as a culture, and music as a language. I've been inviting rappers from East Africa and Tanzania for a while, and what was very interesting and funny is that the Tanzanians are rapping in Swahili. They come here in France, they meet with people, they face an audience, French-speaking people. But you find, at the end of the show, you find people replying when they talk in Swahili. That's the power of music and the power of hip hop as a culture, because we all from different places, countries. We all are from different cultures, but hip hop is the culture that we share. So even if we don't speak the same language, it's like we know each other already. It's like we are bodies already. I know. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Personally, I like him to talk again, because I think you've not really told the audience what you are really doing with the music. Because for me, it's very interesting when I came to Tanzania the first time, and is it Shingele music, or what was the name? Singele?
Swahili.
Yeah, Swahili, but the kind of music that they were Singele, you know, and they were playing it to me, and the music was such a vibe. And now I know most of them are rapping in Swahili, and they are taking it to the next level. And even with the language, when it comes to Swahili in Africa, I know Swahili dominates, because Africa is made up of a lot of languages. Even in Ghana, we have like almost 100 languages, you know, and Swahili on records and statistics, you know that Swahili is one of the biggest and a huge language in Africa.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually the first African language in terms of speaking people, you know. So yeah, it's spoken in Tanzania, Kenya, until Congo, even north of Mozambique and Somalia, yeah, Rwanda, Burundi as well. So yeah, it's the strength for Tanzanian artists actually to spread their music in the East African region and African continent. So yeah, it's a powerful thing. And actually tomorrow we are having a Swahili rap show tomorrow night at Tropism with Seulement over here. Yes, together with Jemo and Grace Kalima. Grace Kalima, who is a great musician. She's doing traditional music and singing. And in the last festival, they have been fusing their different arts and culture. So hopefully you will enjoy the result.
No, I have an example as well. Last year, at the last H2 Arts Festival in Algeria, we invite Ghanaian dancers and Senegalese dancers, and also Ghanaian riders. And it was like really, really cool to see that they don't speak the same language, they don't have the same day-to-day life. But it was so powerful, and on stage it was really, really strong energy. And it's the same, it was a lot of Afro dance, and Algerian dancers are not used to, and they are used to dance a lot between them, so they know each other. The music is quite the same all the time, not the same, but quite same style. And we bring Afro style on stage, and it was like really, really interesting that everybody went into it and tried to take everything from it and share the maximum of things. And it was like really nice because we saw it on stage during the festival, but we saw it on Instagram the day after. They all became friends and went to do street show. There's no street show in Nigeria. It's really rare to see it. And we saw on stories and a lot of people, like lot of audience. And it was like so nice to see that bringing people together by hip hop, by dancing, it creates like a huge energy, and even the people who are not into hip hop culture feel it, you know. And I think it's really important to keep doing this because, yeah, we really want to keep inviting people to share their hip-hop style, you know, to start to just, mix it.
Thank you. I mean, it's really interesting also because the topic of identity has become very, very much more a topic of discussion in most fields. And it's really drawing people to question already, to find out for themselves who they are, where they are coming from, and what is the link to others, which is a beautiful thing. And here I would like to also tie it down to the work I do with the non-hearing and non-speaking communities, because in those communities, we mainly do dance projects, bringing hip-hop dance to them, and as a means of connecting with them, but also as a means of creating a form of communication and expression beyond the words that we use. So it's always very interesting to see, for example, we had a project in Benin in one of the schools, schools for the blind and the deaf, where at the time we had a Nigerian dancer who is a krumper come around for a session with them, and at the end of it, it was interesting to see them all communicate in movement, without knowing each other, without the children even understanding what music was playing, but just the vibration from the music that they could perceive was already something they could connect to. And that, again, as Fongi stated earlier, shows again the strength and the power that hip-hop carries. It is truly a culture that has been embedded within us and which we all connect to without, as an energy even, without even the need. I mean, I don't need to know Yasmin right now to be like, hey girl, what's up? You know, it's really just a culture. So it's interesting to see how the whole hip-hop culture is also helping foster in this way of promoting self and cultural identity within individuals and community without necessarily approaching it in the standard ways or in the ways it is being done everywhere. So, yeah, I mean, I think I would leave it here. Thank you.
Yeah, so identity for me is something that is really, really, like, for example, people tend to deny themselves. Us as Africans, sometimes we tend to deny ourselves thinking that maybe I'm trying to be an American or something like that. But in actual fact, Ndirimuno Mutema, Zimbabwe, means I'm a black man and I come from Zimbabwe. I love all people, but I'm not going to deny who I am. And in hip-hop, you find that, like as I was saying, that like you can dance, but you're from Nigeria, there are certain styles, like a traditional dance. So the traditional dances are the ones that actually are our foundation. You find that in traditional dance, in our traditional dance, and I think the West and Eastern African, there's some parts which actually you can see b-boy breaking moves in there. Your coffee grinders, your, like a lot of those. So basically identity is really, really important because like we are, as Africans, we're supposed to actually be ourselves in there. If you have a traditional dance in your country, imply it in the, like for example, I stayed in South Africa for like a long time and that country taught me about identity. Like Vernac rap, like in Zimbabwe we speak Ndebele and Zulu, so that Vernac rap I actually like it more than Shona rap. I speak Shona, but like part of Zimbabwe speaks Ndebele. So I resonate with the Zulu, the Ndebele, the South African rap, and the Zimbabwean Bulawayo rap more than my own Shona. My Shona is cool, but like it has a lot of meanings, so you have to be really careful. So like identity is really, really powerful. So identifying yourself with actually how you dance, how you carry yourself and all that, it is important. So for me, it's actually a presentation. It's like a marketing tool where you enter your presentation. Who are you? You know, so yeah, for me, I think identity is really, really powerful. It actually shows who you are.
Okay, so I think we are very perfect on time. Yes. For my last words, I think sorry we cannot like ask the audience for more questions or any question yet because our time is very limited. We just had the opportunity to do this, and I think it's a good one because most of the panelists here will tell me that we just freestyle. Nobody was aware of anything. Yes. So you could understand the power of hip hop. We've been doing it organically. This is very organic conversation, organic storytelling, And this is the same way you've implied here. My last words is what we intend to do in Africa individually is to make sure that we could collaborate more. And I pick a very big one from Fungi. He said with collaboration, if you want, you can go 1,000 by yourself. But with collaboration, why not do 2,000? You know, and it is it. And for me, one of the role models I have is Kwame Nkrumah. So anybody that knows me, I read books, I study his philosophies, and he believes in positive neutrality. So no matter what, you find a way to make sure that things will happen in the positive direction. So this is my last message I leave to every African, because we need to keep growing. We don't have to do this and we stop, we end in a certain way, which it will not help the next generation to see it. And I said it from the beginning, in my country, I was not supposed to do certain things because some people were ahead of me. But because we always have to leave, the next generation have to come and start everything as fresh. And Africa is waking up. Africa is moving forward. Africa is now. So we need to keep that positive direction and keep moving. And individually, we are going to get there. Collectively, we are going to get far. So thank you, everyone.